Well, hello there. Welcome to Rebecca's Beauty Escape. Tonight, I am going to focus on sunscreen. It won't be necessarily a grand escape that takes a long time. I just want to touch bases on a few points and help you to decide what options are best for you. So behind me, I have all of Mary Kay's sunscreens, and I will talk about those. And I know that we all know we're supposed to protect our skin from the sun, no matter what age we are, no matter our skin tone, and no matter really, how much we think we're going to be outside or not. Every day is an SPF day. So, with that, I'm going to keep reaching behind me and pulling out various products, but I just want to share a few things that I've learned over my 25 years with Mary Kay. And it has to do with, in general, when do you put sunscreen on? And, how long does it last? And when do you have to reapply? So, one of the things that I remember learning right from the very beginning about sunscreen is that it's very important to think about what you're doing outside. Are you sweating? Are you swimming? What are you doing outside? And I had an experience when my son was young where, because he was sweating and playing soccer, there was neglect to reapply sunscreen. And oh, he was burned so badly. And we felt so bad because we just didn't realize. So, definitely, whatever sunscreen you decide, make sure that you always have one with you on the go, in your purse, in your bag, in your car. So that might mean that you need more than one, just to make sure that it's always there and you're able to reapply. Another thing that I've learned over the years, is where does sunscreen go? Does it go on at the end? Does it go on, right after you wash your face? And certainly with research and development in terms of understanding how sunscreen works, there have been some changes over the years. And in general, sunscreen is now the last thing that you apply before putting on your makeup. So, our numerical set system actually has that in place where the daytime defender is actually put on after all your other skincare, and then you start your makeup. So, skincare, sunscreen last, and then makeup. That's probably the easiest way to keep track of what do I put on next. Another thing that I've learned over the years is, when you're exfoliating and you maybe use something like the retinol set. So, this is our pure retinol set, and it's a vitamin A, and that is amazing for working with the surface of your skin, for working with, reducing lines and wrinkles, for evening out the skin tone, and also for just leaving it soft and smooth. So, when you're using an exfoliator, especially something like the pure retinol, for sure you want to use sunscreen every day, even if it's a cloudy day, because you've renewed your skin at night and you're a little bit more sensitive to the sun in the morning. So, you don't want to have the damage of the UVA and the UVA and UVB rays undoing all the good work you did with your skincare routine the night before. And of course, we just know that the sun is hard on our skin. And it's really often that cumulative effect that we see years later. So the UVA are the aging rays, and those are the ones that accumulate over time to do damage to your skin, whether it's discoloration or deep lines and wrinkles. And the UVB are the burning rays, and the burning rays are the ones that leave you with a sunburn, which is painful, and it also is very damaging to the skin. So both the UVA and the UVB are to be protected against. And when you have a sunscreen that protects against both of those, it's called a broad spectrum sunscreen. And all of our sunscreens in all of our products are broad spectrum. So let's dive to you before we get started. Two things, actually. One is that, in terms of mineral sunscreen versus chemical sunscreen, that is a difference that I only just recently learned about because Mary Kay has just launched a mineral based sunscreen. So, a mineral based sunscreen provides a physical block from the UVA and the UVB rays, whereas a chemical sunscreen actually takes those incoming rays and converts them to heat and then they're released. So, either one of those are very good at protecting your skin, but you may have a preference. And so now Mary Kay has a choice depending on what your preference is. And I have met some clients over the years that have been, let's just say, allergic to sunscreen. And so we all know that some of us have sensitive skin and we're not maybe necessarily sure what we're sensitive to, and yet sometimes it's just because of our skin type. If our skin is very dry, sometimes it tends to become more sensitive. But for someone who actually has an allergy to a chemical SPF product, their reaction is quite strong and quite prominent. And it's just like any allergic reaction. Once it's happened, you really tend to stay away from whatever it is that has caused that reaction. So I'm so pleased to now have a mineral based sunscreen, especially for my sensitive girls and for those that are allergic to to an SPF. Oh, you know what? One other thing. I have so much to say about sunscreen. You may think that wearing a hat is all you need and to cover up with clothes, but there is proof that SPF can get through certain types of clothing. And so, I think that we need to be careful and understand, what it is that we're wearing. Is it going to protect us from the UVA and the UVB rays, whether it's our clothes or the hat? And there are a lot of reflection of sun rays off of surfaces that come back up to our face. And there are a lot of farmers, for instance, who get skin cancer right along here, just below the brim of their baseball cap. And that's because the rays have come down off of, metal surfaces, whether it's a tractor or equipment or water, and then bounced back up into their face. And they're wearing a hat, but they've never worn sunscreen, and they actually get quite a problem in an area where you wouldn't even think of it, because if you're always wearing a hat, you think that you're protected. So please, when you wear hats, do consider the fact that it's still very appropriate to wear sunscreen and to protect your skin. And when you're thinking about your face, it's not just your face, it's also your neck and your décolleté and the back of your hands. So think about those areas that get a lot of exposure that you sort of forget about: your neck, your décolleté, and the back of your hands. And don't hesitate to put the same facial sunscreen on those areas every morning. So let's get started with what the choices are with Mary Kay. One of the first ones that I want to show you is the MK Men sunscreen. And this has been for many years one of my favorite sunscreens. And the reason it's one of my favorite sunscreens is because of how light it is on the skin. And me, myself, I have combination to oily skin. Thank goodness I'm done with the blemishes. But, certainly I find that this particular sunscreen is really, really nice. So I also like the name of it. And for the men, we've got some really nice names for what could be just called, a sunscreen for your face. It's called an Advanced Facial Hydrator Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So it says it all right there. I like the idea that it's called a facial hydrator. So with this product, again, it is a chemical sunscreen. And as you apply that, to your face, you're really just making sure to apply sunscreen at least 20 minutes before you go outside. So how do you remember to do that? You're actually going to do it first thing in the morning. And then you are all set in case you forget later on. So the facial hydrator for the men, this sunscreen retails for $29, and it's a nice big tube, and it's definitely going to be one of those products that is not just for men. I think that it's really nice to have choices. So then I'm going to talk about the Time-Wise Repair Voluform Day Cream Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So again, we've got lots of information right in the name of the product. And this is what I call the big girl skincare. So in general, 50 plus, but you can certainly use it sooner than that if you wish. And with our SPF 30 for the Time-Wise Repair System, you've got a beautiful product, which is actually just going to go like that so you can see it. It's actually protected from the air. So these are airless pumps, and so you actually can't see inside the bottle. What you do is you actually just going to go like this so you can see it. So you press down and the product comes out. So you can see it coming out through that little circle right there. And then you just scoop it up and you've got the product here, and you apply that again, face, décolleté, and certainly if you want to do the back of your hand, you can. Really nice to have an SPF right in your day cream. So whether it's the facial hydrator for the men or the Time-Wise Repair Voluform Day Cream with the SPF 30, it's like all in one. So very simple in terms of making sure that your routine doesn't mean that you skip steps. Next, we're going to talk about the Daytime Defender. And I mentioned the Daytime Defender because this is part of the Time-Wise Miracle Set. So the Time-Wise Miracle Set is Mary Kay's age-fighting skincare system, which focuses on simplicity, antioxidants, the good skin vitamins, the A, C, and the E. So it would be the A, what do you call it? A derivative of the A, not the pure A. And then you've also got in here an SPF 30, again, a chemical focus for there we go. It's hard to see with my light on the side. And, sometimes what gets us excited about using sunscreen is the fact that we like the way the product comes. So if you like a tube, you would go for this one. And if you like that airless pump in the jar, you might go for this one. And this Daytime Defender with SPF 30 is again broad spectrum sunscreen, and it comes with a pump. So I do personally love pumps. I love how easy it is to dispense just the small amount that you need. And the pumps actually lock. So you just twist it and then it's locked for traveling. So you don't have to worry about that. So this is a nice big bottle, and you can see that the product comes out and it's a little bit goes a long way, but I like to say it's milky. And in terms of milky, again, for those of us that tend to have oily combination skin, we don't like when sunscreen feels heavy on our skin. So the Daytime Defender feels super light on the skin, and it has a pump. So I would have to say that it's definitely one of my favorite. It goes on, of course, in the morning after your moisturizer. So it's the last product in your skincare routine before you get into your makeup. So that is the Time-Wise Daytime Defender SPF 13 with the broad spectrum sunscreen. Next, we talk a little bit about, not that one actually, we're going to go for the mineral sunscreen. And this is our new Mary Kay Mineral Facial Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So we are excited to launch this product and to have the opportunity to get you samples. So you know beauty escapes mean that you can get samples of products. And actually you can get samples of the Time Wise Repair from the jar, or you can get a sample of, just going backwards, everything's mirror image in my in my screen, the Time Wise Daytime Defender with the pump. You can get samples of those, and you can get samples of the new mineral SPF. And what I noticed when I tried this is that, first of all, if you think of zinc oxide, you think, oh, my face is going to get, all like glowy and I'm going to look like I have, penitent cream all over my face. But it's beautifully formulated and it does not leave your skin looking ghostly white. So this is good. And it comes in a tube with a nice little flip cap. And I really like the size of this because it's very easy to put that in your purse or be on the go with that. So what I noticed when I actually applied this the very first time and I put it on my face, I loved how it, first of all, it was really easy to blend in, but it didn't feel sticky at all. And I thought, oh, what a nice feeling. It doesn't feel like a moisturizer. And I thought, what a nice feeling for summertime when it's, 30 degrees plus humidity. And you're just thinking, oh, if I have to put one more thing on my skin, I'm going to die. I'll just put a hat on or I'll just stay out of the sun. So very happy with this particular product because it addresses the need for a mineral-based sunscreen for those people that don't want a chemical sunscreen. And I'm going to run through the prices at the end of these because I started out with the MK Man. I told you the price, and then I started, chatting, and didn't tell you the price of these. Next, I want to talk about the foundation primer. So the foundation primer is a delightful product, which is not necessarily meant only for those that are wearing foundation. It actually is for anyone who likes what the foundation primer does for their skin. And it has an SPF 15. So the foundation primer, sunscreen, broad spectrum, SPF 15. I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between a 30 and a 15 just very shortly. But let me finish up on this foundation primer. So it is clear. It is perfectly clear. And it is really, really nice to put on your skin. And it's designed, of course, for your face. But as you can see, it's sort of a clear gel. And when you put this on, especially through the T-zone, when you put it on through the T-zone, it actually reduces the appearance of your pores and it just kind of evens out your skin. It actually gives a really, really nice finishing touch to your skin, and it's not makeup. Now, if you go to put foundation over the top of that, your foundation, any kind of foundation, is just going to glide on smoothly. You're going to use less makeup. It's going to look more natural and your skin is going to look absolutely amazing. So this guy really makes a difference in your skin, but it also protects your skin with an SPF 15. So foundation primer, you could put it right over top of any of the other products that you've already put on. SPF 15 and SPF 30. And if you put them both on, do you get 45? No. So when you have an SPF 30 and an SPF 15, you actually don't get to add them together and get a 45 protection. What you get is, of the two, who had the highest number? This one with the 30. So that's where you stop. Adding this doesn't give you any extra protection. However, you can layer them. It's not a problem to layer them, but it doesn't give you any more protection. So a 15 equates to protecting you for 15 times your natural protection. And your natural protection, if you're not, compromised because of medication or health concerns, your natural protection is about 20 minutes. So an SPF 15 actually gives you about 5 hours of protection. Then, if you have an SPF 30, you would get 30 times your natural protection. So that's 10 hours of natural protection. But remember, we talked right at the beginning about reapplying sunscreen. And so it is very important to reapply because depending on what you're doing, it may not be as sufficient as it was when you first put it on in the morning. And we all know what our weather gets like. It gets so hot, or, maybe it rains, or, maybe we took a towel and we rubbed our face because we were trying to get off some of the moisture from the rain or the sweat or whatever. So do reapply and find your favorite sunscreen so that as you reapply, you're actually happy with the way your skin feels and it gets into a regular routine for you to just reapply. So we've got SPF 30 gives you 30 times your natural, SPF 15 gives you 15 times your natural. If you're using them both together because you like the mineral-based sunscreen and then you like the idea of a foundation primer, you don't get 45 times your natural protection. You only get the highest number, which is 30. Lastly, I would like to talk about CC cream. And actually, we have 5 different colors for the whole world. And CC cream is a complexion corrector. Again, another product which is personally one of my favorites for a couple of reasons. Number one, it has a pump. Number two, it's like a 3-in-1 product. So it's like glow and go and it's super simple. And number three, because it has the sunscreen. So a CC cream is a complexion corrector. And there's Chimayo. Chimayo says, hello, my chubby Chimayo. He's my little feral. And so with my SPF 15 in here, I've also got a moisturizer and a little bit of a tint, a little bit of a glow and go so that I can just protect my skin, but I can also even out my skin tone. So as I apply this, and of course, normally it's for the face, but there's no reason why you couldn't use it on the back of your hand if you find that you've got a lot of, discoloration from the sun. So this is the one with the CC cream. And it just is very natural. There's 5 colors, like I mentioned, for the whole world. And because you've got an SPF 15 in here, you've got a nice, 5 hours of protection, which is added on top of your morning routine. So this could be the start of your makeup. It could be the only makeup that you wear. One of my favorites for sure. Little beauty hack. It's got this great pump, but sometimes, the pump seems to not be able to get out everything that's in there. So one of my clients taught me actually to, crimp the top, scoop it out, and then you just kind of like use this as a little stopper, and you just keep cutting it and applying it down. I'll show you that sometime. It's easier to show you than to explain it verbally. So we've got the 5 colors in the CC cream. So if you're looking for a CC cream, for sure I can help you with matching your skin tone. It's easy. There's only 5 choices. And between you and I, we're going to nail it down to between 1 or 2 choices very quickly. Then you get to try before you buy so that you know you're happy. So another way to get sunscreen on the go before I finish off with my beauty escape tonight. And by the way, if you need samples, let us know. And if you would like to invite your girlfriends, we'd love to have you join in. And everybody gets to try samples. And we'll do a beauty escape for you and get you some very fun hostess credits. So these are our skincare regimens. And we've got the Big Girl Skincare, the Time Wise Repair. And we've got the Time Wise Miracle Set. It actually comes in 2 different formulas. So you can see one has a pink stripe, one has a purple stripe. Pink is for normal to dry, and purple is for combination to oily. So in here, there are, your whole recipe for your skincare. But then you've got, for instance, the Daytime Defender. So remember, the Daytime Defender was this guy, and it actually comes right in the Miracle set. So you can have that in a small one travel set to go. And when you look at the Time Wise Repair set, the big girl set, this one, it's actually got the broad spectrum SPF 30 for the Voluform Day Cream right in this one. So let's run through and do a quick recap on prices. So we have the Voluform set, and this has 5 pieces in it, lasts you, well, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how little you use, because you really don't need much, so it really should last you 3 weeks. So this set is $44. Then we have the Time Wise Miracle set, and I actually have to laugh because I've just had a little bit of a memory lapse, and I am now opening a catalog to refresh myself with how much these are. 32. There you go. And so these are 32. And I did get the price wrong on this one. It's 45. There you go. Nothing like having a cheat sheet for this. So 5 pieces in here, it's 45. 4 pieces in here, and they are 32 each. Then some other fun tidbits. We've got the Mineral SPF 30, and it's 30. That's easy. Yay. Thank you, Mary Kay, for making my life easy. And then we have the Foundation Primer, and that is 22. And then we have the CC Cream Choice, $24.50. I mentioned earlier that the MK Men is $29. So, oh, and finally, we've got the Time Wise Repair Voluform Day Cream. One more little check in my magic book, and we will make sure that we give you the right price, because that's always helpful. 59. There you go. So, choices. Always with choices. And I would love your feedback. What do you think would be your favorite type of sunscreen? Something in a tube, something in a jar with an airless pump, something in a tube, something with a pump, something that's like glow and go, a CC cream, 3-in-1, mineral. Are you just like a huge fan of the idea of a mineral sunscreen? What would make your life super easy and give you the protection that you would enjoy using on a regular basis? Don't forget to reapply. Have a great day. And the sun is coming for sure. This rain is going to end soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.